like like teams like if Appalachian State won every game this season, they still wouldn't be one of the top teams in the country. Why is that? That doesn't even make any sense.
Who do you think is gonna win it this year?
I don't know, man. I see that. I know this year it won't be. One thing I can say is that it won't be 4 teams that's undefeated in the finals.
You don't think so?
I think it'll be more like everybody's gonna have 1 or 2 losses this year. Just the way that it's looking.
Who do you think is gonna make it to the semifinals? Top 4 teams.
Well, the team that I think is gonna be at the top, I don't know if it's a 4, but the tough who they're gonna have to pick from. If Florida State can continue to ball out like they do, because Florida State probably still got to play Clemson. They got to play Florida. Florida's undefeated. Florida got to play Alabama still. They still got to play Florida State. Because there's so many teams that have to play each other still. So, man, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be really tough, depending on what team dominates their conference.
Ohio State, obviously.
Like they still got to play Michigan.
Yeah.
And Michigan State too. So, it's up for grabs, man, and that's the beauty about it. But I don't think they should have a playoff with 4 teams. I think it should be the Elite 8.
Yeah.
It should be 8 teams.
Well, they're talking about expanding it.
Yeah, they need to do 8 or maybe like a Sweet 16. The top 16 teams play each other like in hoop, and from there, the top 16, you do your whole 1 through 16. You get your little whatever, and after that, you let them go at it.
Yeah, I think only did 4 just to start it.
You just cut the season shorter. What's that? 8, 16, 1, 2, 3. You need 4 games to win it. You just stop it at 8 games a season.
You think so? You think 8 games is enough?
8 games is enough because 8, and then or you can do 10. You can just do 10, but it's a 14 game season.
That's cool though.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you get that opportunity to still to be the top team in the country, like. Because I remember a couple years ago when Boise State won every game this season, they had no chance to make it to the BCS. Why is that?
Right.
Because of who they play in their schedule. So, like I said, Notre Dame is always going to be one of the teams that have the schedule. SEC teams, Pac-10 or Pac-12, Big Ten. What the heck? I love like college football. So it's like anything can happen. I think they need to add in the NFL. They need to add the 1 foot thing like college.
Not for catches?
Yeah, man. Cause there's so many times you can catch just get 1 in, 2 is that you damn try to kill yourself.
All right, so do me a favor, please introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do.
What's up, y'all? This is Nate Robinson, 3-time slam dunk champion, the illest little dude to do it out of Seattle, Washington. Born and raised, and play professional basketball.
All right. I think one question that everybody across the country wants to ask, I personally want to ask you about your shoe game. Something I always just thought was just mad dope. From Bulls and Nuggets, whoever it was, you always had dope shoes. What's the inspiration for staying fresh or having stuff that other people don't have?
Not having it.
You not have it?
Yeah, being a kid, young, seeing everybody with fresh shoes. Mom couldn't afford them, and I always wanted sneakers, and she couldn't afford them. So I told myself when I get older and I'll be able to afford to be able to get sneakers, I was gonna keep them and save them and just collect them, so I can have them. And then now, I try to save them for my kids. So when they get size 10, 10 and a half, they had all the shoes that I had growing up. So. I just love sneakers. Sneakers, more than people know, sneakers bring out the best in people. Just like when you get a fresh haircut, you feel fresh. You wear a pair of sneakers with a fit, it completes your fit, it makes you complete. Right. It makes you feel swaggy or whatever that, feeling confident. It makes just people feel that much better about themselves. Just like when girls go get their hair done and they got the nice little pumps in their heels or whatever, they feel like they killing it. Men feel the same way.
Right. What was it like getting your first pair of signature shoes from Nike?
I was pumped, just to be able to work extremely hard. That all the hard work that I put into being, who I am, and the player that I am today. Being able to have my own sneaker with my face on my own sneaker when they did the anniversary Air Force One. sneakers, when they did the kryptonates and the dunk contest. I mean, it was just, I had to give, God the glory, man.
Gotcha. That's dope, by the way. Being able to just, somebody from here being able to look and see what you're accomplishing.
It was dope because I was in good company with Vince Carter had his, Shane Wallace, myself. I want to say Tony Parker. A lot of other people had those same sneakers. They had their face on them, and I was in good company.
That's dope. What's the feeling? What's the feeling like watching these guys in the NBA growing up, like being able to see them idolize them, and then being able to play alongside them?
It was awesome, man. For me, it really changed my aspect of just the game and just how evolution continues to progress over the years. Being a little kid and wishing to be in the league and make it and play. I really wasn't into the whole fame and being rich. I just wanted to hoop and and show people my talent of what I can do, and everything that comes with it. But for me, I wanted to be the best athlete I could be. I wanted to be the best player, and I wanted to work the hardest. And I just think that when I was a kid, that's the only thing I was really thinking about was providing for my family, and then just making it to the highest level of competition, which is the NBA. And I got the opportunity, and it was awesome.
Okay. Here, you're a legend. Just being here in town, football, basketball, track, you know what I'm saying? From Rainier Eagles back in the day to Rainier Beach to even staying local doing what you do. Like, what does that mean to you to be home and to be able to embrace all that?
I embrace it well, but for me, it just it makes my fans and everything that I accomplished, that I've done, and being from Seattle, they made me who I was today. They kept me hungry because I wanted to put my city on the map. So I knew I had to when I was younger. I just wanted everybody to always be able to talk about what my legacy to stand and last forever. Kind of like how you would say, Troy and the guys that like from 300 and when they fought in Rome and all the gladiators. I wanted to be a gladiator that people could talk about forever. So I had to make my mark. I had to go out and try to accomplish and set goals and break records and do the football, basketball, track thing and make it hard for anybody else to do something like that. And I wanted to be pretty much the first guy to do it. So my goals were to be the best high school player ever out of the state of Washington, not just in Washington but in the country.
Right.
I wanted to do basketball and football. I always ran track. I always wanted to set the record for hurdles. I did that. I wanted to go to UW like my father, play football, then play basketball. I accomplished everything that I set my mind to, and I set my goals. And it hasn't stopped. Like now, goals have changed. I still, continue to play in the league. Hopefully, get another opportunity to do that, win a championship, sixth man of the year, newcomer of the year, MVP of the finals. I mean, my goals are. Some people would say unrealistic, but for me they're realistic because I know I can do it.
Right.
Now I have 2 restaurants that's up, and hopefully continue to put those all around the world. Not just in the States but around the world, man. That's my goal right now, and to have my kids start their own legacy and to try to outdo Pops. That for me that's would be a great accomplishment for me to see my kids do 10 times better than I did, and for them to chase, all my records and everything that I've accomplished in Seattle, and I want them to be, proud for it, to be from Washington and to have the dad that they had.
A question I have for you is when I ask everybody this, because it's interesting to hear people's answers. How did fatherhood change you as a professional athlete, or just as a man in general?
It doesn't let you quit.
Right.
Like sometimes you get frustrated with things, you put it down, maybe come back to it, or maybe not. For me, I just know that my children depend on me.
Right.
And not having kids before, I depend on myself. So now I depend on my kids. I depend on them because I need their love, I need their support, I need them to push me to keep growing, because at times I don't want to wake up and go work out, but I know I have to provide for them. I have to set the example, and I have to lead by example. I would say that having children changed me in a way where I look at things different. I don't get just so upset and I just don't react. I have to think about the consequences of if I do something and react in a way, in a manner that I may never see my children again. And that's and that's what I'm scared of.
Right.
So it keeps me whole, it keeps me humble, it keeps me right where I need to be. And I just think, without them, without my children and having kids, I don't think I would be the player and the guy that I am today.
Right. That makes sense, honestly. And with respect to everything that you've done, I know you talk about your goals a little bit. If in an ideal situation, professionally, what path would you take from here?
What path I'm gonna take from here, man? I've been ups and downs. I'm starting to understand the way life is. The way life is. It's unpredictable. It's a blessing every day to wake up. Some people don't wake up. Some people can't see, can't hear, can't talk, can't run. Can't enjoy their kids, their family. Right. So like everything is a blessing now, and I don't take anything for granted. And I actually see that, God made the world how He did, and made the people perfect in His image. And for me, it's just great that I get a chance. Like I said, I have kids now. I get a chance to mold and build my kids toward how I would want them to the way I see them. And for them, they don't know yet because they're just kids. And my father, now I understand what my father was trying to do for me now. Me having kids. That I'm a parent and helping out, doing things a certain way, because I would never catch myself telling my son that, man, stop acting a fool in school, stop doing this, whatever. And I was doing that exact same thing. Right, yeah. And it's like, dang, my dad was really just trying to get me to see what I need to do, and to get me to see the vision that he sees that I didn't see for myself. Right. So now I see it. Now I got that vision, and now that I want to just make things right now and move forward with my life.
Right. You come from a city that's really prevalent in basketball. You have a ton of great friends. Your peers are amazing, and again, you're one of those standouts. What does Seattle basketball mean to you?
It's everything. Just because when we were younger, it wasn't on the map. Seattle basketball was the Sonics. They got a chance to make it to the finals '98 against Jordan and the Bulls. That was big time for the city alone. The years what the Mariners did, having that great season with King Griffey Jr. and all the Edgar Martinez, all them guys, we don't forget those things. Then you had the Seahawks coming in and winning the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So like Seattle is, I would say, we have some of the most of the, we have more billionaires than any other state in the country. A lot of things is happening here in Seattle, and for me to be a part of the basketball program, just coming from Rainier Beach, coming out of Rainier Beach, going to UW, changing that program, being in the league, winning the dunk contest, I'm just stamping and adding more and just highlighting our city more. Just to with the things and what guys is coming out. Zach LaVine's from Seattle, won the dunk contest. Terrence Ross is not from Seattle, but he's from the Pacific Northwest. He went to UW, got a dunk contest. So just little things like that that can add on and make Seattle that much better. Right. To give the people the view of, man, we really do have something special here that's over here. And, I tell people it's the rain. But, when it rains, it pours. So, for us, we're just trying to have it rain athletes and, doctors or, guys that create, different things that change our city that can help change the world.
Right. All right. So you mentioned, and as we all know, 3-time dunk contest champion. What was that moment the first time you won it? How did you feel? What was it? Describe that.
The feeling was unreal for me just to be there, because in my head, my rookie year, I just knew, I was like, man, I have to be in the dunk contest. So my rookie year was going by so fast and I didn't have one dunk. And I was like, man, I got to get a dunk. I have to get a dunk so they see I want to be in the dunk contest. So I was calling the NBA. I had my agent call and tell them I want to be in the dunk contest. I don't care what it takes. Right. They made that happen, and then I got a couple of dunks towards the dunk contest. They was like, okay, and they added them in. And then before, luckily I had a good mentor, Jamal Crawford at the time. He was telling me, man, you got to win the dunk contest because it's been 20 years since Spud Webb won it. So it'd be a perfect anniversary. And he was like, I got the perfect dunk for you. And that dunk, when I dunked over Spud, Jamal gave me that idea. He was like, man, you should call Spud and jump over him. It's like paying homage and paying tribute, and it's like passing the torch. And I was like, man, I never looked at it like that. I just wanted to dunk contest. I just wanted to go dunk and win it. Right. So as time went on, I got in contact with Spud Webb, talked to him about it, and he ended up meeting me at the gym while I was practicing my dunks, and he agreed to do the dunk with me. And I brought him out, gave him a jersey, made him put his jersey on. And it was like paying homage to somebody that I looked up to because he was a small guy in the league, doing great things, dunking, and people were seeing like, wow, this is unreal. Nobody's ever been this little to make it to the league, and he was one of the first. Him, Muggsy Bogues, Nate Archibald, a couple other young guys, older guys from back in the day. And for me, it was just great that I was that next guy in line. Right. So I was like, how do I separate myself from being better than them and doing it better? So I figured that my game, I was different. I was better in a sense in my era. And there's gonna be somebody that does it better than I do. So I just had to make it harder for that person to be right. in that company, like how Isaiah Thomas is doing now, great things. And so I just knew my year that was gonna catapult me for people to know who I was. So they can focus on who's this little guy jumping and doing everything. It's like, wow, who is this guy? Where's he from? First thing from Seattle, right. Washington, Redding Beach High School, UW alum, dad went to UW, then all the history just trickles down. Right. So for me, that moment was like I said, it was unreal. It was just an energy that I can't describe, but it was like, it was just a blessing, man. Like I said, God gives you blessings, man. You just gotta know how to highlight it to show it to the world.
That's dope. Yeah. So now you have going into business for yourself. You have 2 restaurants now. Congratulations on opening of this one. What brought about you wanting to do that, and what are some of the things that you've been dealing with trying to balance that?
It was you know, like being from Washington and us not having a place like this. You know, going to AAU tournaments in LA, going to Roscoe's. Now everybody loves chicken and waffles, man. So in my head, I was like, man, I wanted to bring a Roscoe's to Seattle, but they don't franchise it. Like, they don't do that. So I was like, no, we got to come up with something. Like in my head, I was like, I got to come up with something different. And my business partner, who's here to my left, over here, Darryl, we randomly met. It was by fate, by chance. And we were just talking about his son. He wanted to sign his son up for football, and we're at Franklin, and my son was practicing football, and he was just talking about it, and I was just brainstorming. And I was talking to my cousin AJ about it, and he was there that day, and we were just talking about it. And then the next year, he was like, "Bro, let's do it. Let's do naked wings and waffles. Like have our own little twist to it." He does a great job of getting everything together and doing everything. And I told him, I'm gonna push it just because my name's on it, and, right. and something that I believe in, that I love. Cause I love chicken, I love waffles, I love to eat. And for other people to come in, and you got fans that come in, actually come to visit from out of town, and kids come in and eat, and they see that this is a place that it just feels like home. It's just cool. It's not like like you go to some other restaurants, it's uncomfortable because you have like you're an outsider because of the way you dress. But here you can come as you please. We don't discriminate against anybody. No matter what color you are, no matter what you look like. Right. You're welcome. So for us, it just made it more homely to have myself. I'm here majority of the time, in and out. You can catch me on different days. Fans come take pictures and stuff like that. So I knew we had something that was special, that was different. So the first one's at Redding Beach. I wanted to do it close to where I grew up, in the area that I lived in. And then now we're branching off, and there's bigger things coming with this name Wings Waffle, not just here. We're talking about global. Okay. So for us, it's a great accomplishment, and we're not done yet. We're trying to change the game and just show people that it's not about all the time about making money. I mean, that's right. That's what people want to do, just to have security and to have something that you can live off of and stuff like that. But it's all about bringing people together, man, and just making them be, when they leave here, I want them to be happy. Right. I want them to be full. I want them to be like, man, I got to come back and try something else, And you're going to have your haters and, the naysayers and doubters. I always want to say something about it. And, wise men always told me, man, as long as they talking good or bad about you, they talking about you, they thinking about you. So, right. That's a good thing altogether. They want to have, bad things to say, who cares? But at least you're saying stuff about us, right. Whatever that is. So, we're on your mind. Yeah, we're on your mind. We're in your thoughts. We're controlling what you're thinking because you're worried about us. So right. For us, we just want to leave a good taste in people's mouth, to come back, the hospitality, just treat you how you want to be treated, and the food talks to the soul. So we want to, that's what we want to talk to. We want to talk to your soul, so we want you to, self-consciously be thinking about naked wings and waffles and, what it brings. And, people want to wear shirts and all the stuff like that. So just changing the game, man, just trying to give people a different look on things and just not about the sports and about it's a different way that you can touch people's hearts. And some people come here and eat, don't even know who I am, and sit there and talk to me, blah blah blah, and then they come to find out I'm taking pictures. Oh my God! So are you the owner? Oh yeah. So then they see like, cool. Wow, like you're just a humble, cool, laid back guy that that people don't even. Sometimes people don't even come here to be basketball fans. They just love chicken and waffles.
Right.
So they come here and they
I'm sure that's cool.
Exactly. And for us it's fun. I see people come in and eat. They're happy. They leave. All was great. Even if they have bad things to say, so we can change it about our restaurant. So that we know what we need to change and what we can tweak. So the bad thing is really a good thing because it's helping us as a business.
Okay. Last question I have for you, man. Just as a football fan, watching you growing up, after your freshman season, you're done. You're playing.
Right.
Do you ever regret not playing football anymore?
I don't regret anything that I do, but I wish I would have continued to play football for the years that I played at University of Washington. Just because football was my first love, man. Like it came natural to me. I knew everything. I knew how to move. I knew how to see things before it happened. It was like telling the future, kind of. Like I explain that to people all the time when I played. It just I had that gift to be able to make moves when even people I couldn't see behind me. It was like, ooh, how'd you know he was there? It was just a move that I would just think in my mind and actually go do it. But football was fun. I was always happy playing it. But I just think that I got detoured because everybody told me I couldn't make it to the league, and I want to prove people wrong. So that was my only reason why I picked basketball. I love basketball. I love to hoop. I love to work hard. But I picked basketball because people always told me I couldn't do it. Football, they knew I was good. They knew that I could make it to the NFL. Right. So that wasn't something they think that, oh yeah, you ain't gonna make it to the NFL. I knew that I could, and I can think I could still do it right now if I wanted to. But for basketball, people just told me I couldn't do it. They didn't think I was good enough. They didn't think I had my jump shot was wet enough. They didn't think it was consistent. They didn't think I was fast enough, strong enough, smart enough to play the game of basketball. And I played 10 years in the league, and I'm looking at them like what can you say? Now, what's the next thing? It's always something, for me. And it's just motivation. Even though now not being in the league now, being at home, and people's asking me, oh man, blah blah blah, are you retired? No, I didn't retire. It's just that the game and the people that's in it, that they control it. They want to control it more than letting the people play it for what they do. I love it. I love the game for what it is.
Of course.
So, and that's what they get in trouble. Like they messed it up by making it a business. Basketball it's not business. It's hoop. The business aspect is the money. Is just making sure that you get this piece of the puzzle like that.
Right.
That's a whole separate entity of basketball, and that's something that I think that that the league, the guys that are controlling it, they water it down. Than what it is, because if you got guys that just play basketball for the love of the game and people to come watch it, then we play way differently than when it's involved with money. The money waters it down, and it's not pure anymore. And that's the thing that people lose sight of. They worry about that part of it instead of just working on your craft and showing people that this is my gift. It's like poetry. It's how you write. The game speaks for itself.
If Pete Carroll calls you right now, told you he wants you to come out?
Yeah, I'll play. Without a doubt. Without second guessing the NBA, I would go play. If he had a jersey for me, I would go play.
Okay. I appreciate the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much.
Man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.